Hey you guys, it's me again. I'm going to do another video series on the how my eyes did not warn me, or how I ignored my eyesight, like the last video I did. Another big one on that list is Dinesh D'Souza. But right now, I'm going to show you the biggest smackdown of Dinesh D'Souza and the neocons that have been in charge. Dave Smith just literally pulled Dinesh's pants down, crawled up inside of him, and stretched out.
Incorporate anything you want, but the initial question for your 5-minute reply is, who is more faithful to the Constitution, Donald Trump or Thomas Massey? Now, Dave, you can take it from there. Take your 5 minutes, and then Dinesh can respond as he sees fit. This is your closing argument.
I mean, you might as well ask whose name is Thomas Massey. That one's pretty obvious. And again, Dinesh is kind of just talking past the point that I'm making, because I'm not saying whether Congress should have the power or not. I'm saying the letter of the law is clear. If you believe what you just believed, then if you care about the Constitution, then you should be advocating that we amend the Constitution. I mean, it's really that simple. And yes, Dinesh will at the end admit that this whole thing is a racket, including foreign policy. But of course, he's advocating you give that racket more power. I wanted to end, I'm going to do on my closing statement something a little bit more meta. I think I've already demonstrated the America First part, but you know, it was funny because before we got on, you guys were talking about how in 1983, I guess that's the year Dinesh graduated college, I believe, and that's the year I was born. So I was born in 1983. Dinesh basically went into Conservatism Inc. in 1983, and he had something, you know, that was real. Like, Dinesh had a real platform. I mean, worked for a presidential administration, was in the game in a time where it wasn't like today. It wasn't like everyone had a platform. It really meant something to be a part of Conservatism Inc. And obviously, you had a profoundly important goal, which was what? To conserve the best parts of America. Now, juxtapose that to me, I really started blowing up in 2020. I mean, I had been around for a little bit, but my audience started really growing in 2020. And one might ask themselves, what had been conserved? What had been conserved by the time we got to 2020? Well, was it the Constitution? Was it the Bill of Rights? No, we shredded those long ago. Was it Christianity? The country was more atheist and secular and tribal and divided than ever before. The country wasn't nothing. The cultural dynamics, the racial dynamics, the economic dynamics. By the time I came around, this is how much had been conserved. The debate was over whether my 4-year-old boy ought to be turned into a girl. That's what I inherited. That's how good you guys did. But what I did also inherit was $39 trillion in debt and an ocean fill of the blood of innocent people. That's what we inherited. And I see Dinesh D'Souza coming back around now, almost trying to gatekeep. You know, I saw Dinesh on an interview, and he said, you know, the problem is we used to have an Irving Kristol, and we used to have a William Buckley, and they would decide who's allowed in and who's allowed out. But now we don't have anyone that can say Tucker's not allowed in, and Candace isn't allowed in, and Nick Fuentes isn't allowed in. But the thing is that, like, you guys blew it. You guys completely blew it. Honestly, Dinesh, and I mean this, I like you. Like, as a dude, I really like you, and I've actually enjoyed a lot of your work. I've learned things from you. I think you're a brilliant guy. But for you to come out...
I'm losing weight, not muscle. Slim